Hi students, and welcome again to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Again, I hope that all of you are having a great weekend. I hope you're healthy, staying strong, optimistic. Students, this is an IELTS speaking part 3 class. I noticed in the title it says part 2. That's a typo on my end, or I should say a copy mistake on my end, but it's part 3. Continuing from part 2, which we just concluded this last class. And no surprise, this part 3 will focus on life skills and goals. Okay, so this lesson, like all of our lessons, it's coming from aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For the general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. Again, these are the websites that power these live lessons. They are the websites that have all the videos, practice exams, audio materials for these classes. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. Click that big red button to join the premium IELTS package. I've put the link in the video description below and also pinned it. You will see that discount code SPICE9 with the pepper to get that 10% discount. Again, everybody, we are an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center. I'm a certified British Council agent, and we are leaders in IELTS exam preparation, and we have been for many, many years. General IELTS, same idea, green background, and again, click that big red button. We will be using these websites momentarily for interacting with our IELTS students, to speak with them, to talk to them. You can be one of those students. Everybody can join this chat. Everybody is welcome to interact. Students, let's get into it. Again, that code for the websites is SPICE9. That's coming from our most recent video where the speaker for part 2 talks about garam masala, which is an Indian spice that she often buys, and that's why it's SPICE9. That video, by the way, is here. You can definitely check out that video. I know many of you have, and that video, it's great. It's some really nice speaking for you. All right, apps, yes, we have them. You can go to your app store. You can download Academic IELTS Help. You can download General IELTS Help. These are the apps that link to the websites. Our Instagram is IELTS_AEHelp, GIELTS Help, and you can find vocabulary and other goodies there. For getting in touch with me, my email, it's adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Both of those URLs will get you in touch with me. Our books are available on Amazon as well, so you can check out our titles: A Helps Academic IELTS, G Helps General IELTS. And after this class, we got a couple days off, so you can check out all of our videos, websites during that time. Make sure to keep studying lots. And then I'm back on the 18th with a full lineup of live classes, starting with speaking part 1 on the 18th. Subscribe to the channel and you'll get these schedules. We post them. I will post them later today. So subscribe. Know what's going on, when it's going on, get notifications. I'll actually be putting up the task 2 writing, I just remembered, from this week as well. So we'll get that up about climate change, right? Causes and solutions. So that will be there as well. We'll do reading. We'll finish up the reading exam next week and more speaking. Again, here's that video that's up on the channel. Let's jump into it, everybody. IELTS speaking part 3. If you were in the last class, you heard me actually say this when Fuang volunteered, and I said, that is the end of part 2. We will now continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to your response in part 2. And then I asked Fuang, because Fuang spoke about the guitar, and I asked, what song would you like to play on the guitar? And Fuang says, well, it's some kind of a Chinese song. Now, a little bit more on that. Fuang, and this is for everybody, be specific. So be ready when that follow-up question comes. just make it up if you don't know. So a better response, Fuang, would be something like, I would like to play the Chinese song Xie Xie, which means thank you, and it's a beautiful melody, and it would be very impressive for all of my friends and family. So be more specific, okay, with your answers. Don't get surprised, all right? Okay, so be ready and be specific with your answers for part 3 questions. Okay, use the question and your imagination to help guide you. All right, Fuang says, yes, sir. I don't know a lot of Chinese words, but I know that Xie Xie is kind of like thank you. So I just said a song called Thank You. I'm sure it probably exists. So on the guitar. All right. Okay. Let's get into it. IELTS speaking part 3. The examiner will say, okay, let's talk about life skills, and then they'll get right into it. So let's practice this. First, we'll cover a couple of questions just by typing in the chat. It's good to do that, students. So for practice, it's good to practice writing down your answers. So say your answers, and also write down your answers for better practice, especially to improve word choice and grammar. Okay, when you write down your answers, you can actually see like, hey, yeah, we could have used a better word there, or I could have used a better word there. I could have used a little bit better grammar there, and then you can transform your written answer and then say it again, right? So if I were given a chance to learn a melody, it would be a Chinese song called Xie Xie, which is a pop song, and I love the rhythm, I love the tone. It would be impressive on the guitar, and for my family and friends, it would be a joy to listen to. Ooh, band 9, awesome. Okay, let's do it. Give me a nice full sentence answer here, everybody. So let's talk about life skills. What are some skills that parents should teach their children to be successful in life? Okay, give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. I'm going to do the same. We'll compare. I believe that moms and dads should educate their children to be respectful, hardworking, and to manage time well. I feel these are fundamental skills to achieve goals and be well liked by society. These are skills that have been instilled in me by my parents and have led me to success. Okay, so there is a nice full sentence answer. Now, students, this is speaking, so make sure to speak and repeat. Okay, copy what I say, copy how I say it. All right, it's very, very important to do that. So speak and repeat, okay? I believe that moms and dads should educate their children to be respectful, hardworking, and to manage time well. I feel these are fundamental skills to achieve goals and to be well liked by society. These are skills that have been instilled in me by my parents and have led me to success. Let's do that one more time. These are skills that have been instilled in me by my parents and have led me to success. All right. Amra has this to say. The skills that parents ought to pass on to their offspring so that they can achieve success in life are communication skills and financial management. Having these skills today not only leads to happy relationships, but also high-paying jobs. I'm grateful to my mother for helping me possess these skills since my childhood, and currently I am working in a prestigious job. Very nice, Amra. Okay. And paraphrasing parents as mom and dad is a good idea. Okay, it's descriptive paraphrasing. Describe parents, mom, dad. And of course, I'm not sure about other countries, but here in Canada, it is Mother's Day this Sunday. So make sure to tell your mom if it's Mother's Day in your country. It's probably this Sunday, or in some countries, I think it's next Sunday. But tell your mom that you appreciate her for teaching you these life skills. Happy Mother's Day to all of you who are moms out there. You make this world go round. No joke. Okay, so happy Mother's Day to those of you. All right, who are moms. You deserve the best. Okay, so nice answer by Amra. Ahmed. Let's see what Ahmed has here for us. Ahmed, let me read it out to everybody. Ahmed says, I surely believe that parents should teach their children to be disciplined and responsible. These fundamental skills are highly needed in professional areas which are needed to finish work on time with quality. Okay, Ahmed, couple of important corrections. Okay, no you. Forget this word you in your IELTS exam. Okay, there's no you, there's no your. You're not talking to your examiners, you're not talking to your markers. Don't write you or your in your writing, and don't say it in your speaking. The only place is general IELTS task 1 writing. You might be able to use it, but nowhere else. Okay, general IELTS task 1 letter writing, it's the only place that you might be using the word you or your. You do not use the words you or your anywhere else because they are confusing. They're used incorrectly. Don't use them. Okay. In colloquial everyday language, we use them sometimes, but usually only with friends and family. Okay, so not with professionals. So keep that in mind. You, your, which is called second person voice. Where you speak directly to your listener, is not used in professional or academic settings because it is incorrect. Colloquial means it's too informal and leads to low communication. Okay, so don't use it. All right, you can use it in task 1 general because task 1 general writing is sometimes informal and colloquial. Okay, and to your friend. Okay, keep this in mind. Native speakers usually only do this with their friends and family. Okay. to give empathy and or instructions. Okay. So you use it with family, friends, colleagues to give empathy or instructions like you need to do this. You have to understand this is what will happen to you. Okay. But generally in professional academic language, when we're explaining ideas, we don't use you and your. Okay. Oloyode says, got it. All right. So be careful with that. Leads to low level communication. All right. So Ahmed, which are needed to finish the work, not your job. Okay. On time. All right. Good. Olayade says, noted, sir. Good for you. Olayade, very smart. Keep it in mind. Okay, follow-up question. So some, very connected skills and questions here. What skills should schools teach to students to guarantee their success in life? Okay, so answer this question. So the first question is, what skills should parents teach their children, right? And now, no surprise, the question is, what skills should schools teach to students to guarantee their success in life? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Elizabeth. Very quick, out of the gate, you're practicing. That's great. Elizabeth says, education institutions should teach students skills like communication, collaboration, decisions, problem solving, creativity, empathy, organization, leadership, and communication skills. Why? Example? Okay, so Elizabeth, instead of making this big long list of skills, shorten the list and give some explanation and give some example. You're going to have a better answer. Content is very important for band 7, 8, 9 answers, okay? All right. Kevin, good to see you in class. Kevin Bowie jumping in for a response. Kevin says, abilities that parents should nurture in their children to be successful are interpersonal skills like persuasive communication, as they allow each person to get what they want easily and eventually reach success. My older brother James thrives as a salesman because he uses this skill my parents taught him since childhood to not only attract but build the brand loyalty of customers. Wonderful answer for the previous question, obviously, Kevin. All right, Anna answering the question at hand about education institutions. Okay. Anna says there are lots of skills that schools should teach, right? Let's finish those answers. Firstly, teachers should teach children, should educate. Try not to repeat the same word, even if it's different word form. So firstly, teachers could educate children how to organize. You don't need the question marker, Anna, for better language. To organize their study. You don't need the studying process, their study. And secondly, they can teach children to become good members of society. Okay, the reason we don't use question markers like how to become is because in some sense, you're still just asking a question. You're not answering the question to become good members of society. So here, if I'm your examiner, Anna, my question is like how, okay? Because you almost kind of posed the question, right? So students, here's another quick tip for you, okay? This is a little bit of don'ts right now. So don't use you and don't use question markers in your communication. So avoid the use of question markers. It's not always possible, but you should attempt to avoid question markers as much as possible in what Kevin just said, persuasive communication. So avoid the use of question markers in good persuasive communication. Okay, like how, why, what. Okay. So instead of saying teachers should educate children how to be contributing members of society, because again, it leads to low-level communication. So if you avoid, or when you avoid the question marker, then you will be able to produce better explanations with your statement, okay? So instead of stating teachers should educate children how to be contributing members of society, you should say teachers should educate children to be contributing. You notice, like, it's not actually that hard. So you will notice, Anna, everybody, that often you just need to take out the question marker, right? So teachers should educate children to be contributing members of society by doing volunteer projects that are rewarding, such as planting trees in the community. Okay, notice how suddenly I've just created from a band 6 to a band 9 sentence, right? Because it automatically forced me to flow into an explanation and an example. Okay, everybody see that? So everybody sees how this example here versus this example here is just, there's a big difference. And the reason for that is simply that I forced myself to not use this little, how should I say, I don't want to say nasty, but a little malicious, not malicious, I'll think of the right word here. I don't want to say ineffective, but this troublesome, let's call it the little troublesome how. Okay, so we want to avoid this little troublesome question marker, the how, okay? All right. Yeah, clear? Okay, looks like Umar gets it, and he's like, okay, got it. All right, so nice connected words. Students, you know what? Let's just jump into volunteering, and I will give you more tips, tricks, strategies for good communication as we practice with our volunteers. I want to give lots of chances and opportunities for many of you to practice your answers, okay? So volunteer for speaking. All right. This is how you do it. You go to the website, aehelp.com. Okay, once you're on the website, you can be on the general IELTS one as well. This is gieltshelp.com. This is aehelp.com. On aehelp.com, you can sign up for the premium package by clicking the big red button. Or you can sign up free and just try it out by clicking the green button. And then you go to your My Student account. In your My Student account, you will see this button here, among many others, called Student Partner Speaking, okay? Now you have computer-based practice exams, you have a full interactive course, you have exam books, study plans, you have lesson videos, over 100 speaking interview samples with subtitles in the premium version of the course. Now we've reached 100, everyone. IELTS audio CDs, and then you click on the Student Partner Speaking. This is what we're using right now, okay? So you're in here, and then you will see a nice long list of students, starting off with Chayani at the top here, and then Rohan following. Now you'll see me somewhere in here as well. You will see me in here as Master. It's easy to recognize, all uppercase letters. And then you can volunteer by clicking on the envelope next to me and doing like, hey, can we speak? Or I'd like to try, okay? And then I will give you a chance. And I know, Thu, you wanted to volunteer last class too, so let's start it off with Thu here. Gopu, you're on my radar. Ahmed, also on my radar. Let me put on my headphones so I can hear you better. Okay, let's do it. Thu. Hi, Thu.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Thu, you're in Vietnam, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, of course. I
Which,
come from Bắc Ninh, Vietnam.
it's called Bat Minh?
Bắc Ninh.
Okay, is it a big city?
No, it is a small province in the northeast, northern part of Vietnam.
Got you.
Mm,
All right, Thu, let's jump into some of these part 3 questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about life skills. If you could learn a new skill, what would it be?
I was given a chance to take up a new skill. I would pro- I would probably choose to how to prepare for basic meals. This is because I don't expect to be stigmatized by my friends for not able to preparing for a meal, able to prepare for a meal. And I think this also leads to my autonomy and self-reliance in the futures. So,
What are some skills that parents should teach their children to be successful in life?
well, I think uh, parents can have children uh, with providing many soft skill like cooking skill analysis. Furthermore, they need to educate children about honesty and humanism and fix self discipline about self discipline so that they can be successful in the futures.
Okay, I'll give you some feedback. So that would be about a band 5.5, I want to say. The reason why is because band 6 is fluent. That means that you can speak with not too much effort continuously. Okay, you have really good vocabulary, so you're using lots of different words and you're using good connectives too. Like you said, furthermore, they need to educate their children about honesty and self-confidence or self-reliance, I believe. Now, careful with your pronunciation. Some words I was having a bit of difficulty understanding, and it's okay to have an accent. So this is advice for everybody. It's okay if you have a Vietnamese accent. It's okay if you have a German accent or a Spanish accent or an Arabic accent. So accents are okay as long as the examiner can understand what you are saying, okay?
Yes.
I wasn't always able to do that. So there were a couple of points where it was a little bit difficult for me to understand what you were saying. I was really listening and I was really trying to understand you, but I couldn't quite figure out what you were saying. When I asked you about the new skill, you said if I were given a chance to take up a new skill. Take up was nice. It wasn't 100% clear, but I was able to figure that one out. I would probably choose to learn, and I couldn't hear the new skill. So one part that I had trouble with, and maybe it's just me, but you do have to be careful. I couldn't quite understand what that new skill was. What is this new skill? Can you explain this to me?
It's cooking skills.
Cooking.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you say how to prepare food or dishes?
Yes.
Okay, so really emphasize it, and if you feel like the pronunciation is not 100% clear, then paraphrase it. So I would probably choose to learn to prepare delicious meals.
Yes.
I mean, to be a really good cook. Okay, so paraphrase and just make sure that your listener knows exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so
Yes.
just repeat after me. If I were given a chance to take up a new skill, I would probably choose to learn. And now let's wait a second. Let's not use probably. Okay, so Thu, when you're speaking, use affirmative language. Do you know what that means, affirmative language?
Is a something that's if I am not sure about this, I will use broccoli or something. I think
Good guess. No, it means confident. So confident language.
yes.
So don't use words like probably, maybe, could be, would be, but instead use I will choose. I will do this. Okay. So no, maybe, could be, probably. Okay. That makes communication confusing. Okay. So use affirmative language. Okay. All right. Clear? Okay. Don't be shy. Be strong. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's do this one more time. Repeat after me. If I were given a chance to take up a new skill, I would learn to prepare delicious meals. I mean, to be a really good cook.
Uh, if I was given a chance to take up a new skill, I would choose to learn to prepare delicious meals. I mean, to be a really good cook
Good
because I am
cook.
a huge appetite.
Okay, I have a huge appetite. Good. Repeat the word
Yeah.
after me. Cook.
Cook.
Good. Yeah, really
Cook.
enunciate it, okay? All right. So again, if especially with the subject, if you're like, the pronunciation's maybe not good enough, then paraphrase that subject so I understand what you're saying clearly. Because if I can't understand the subject, I lose the rest of it, okay?
Yes.
All right, Thu. Good practice. Keep it up, all right?
Yes.
Okay. Bye, Thu.
I want to ask you a thing.
You want to ask me a question, right?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Thu. What's the question?
Well, actually, I will going to take I exam on August. I think I want to pick some advice from you. I want to record uh, my speaking so that you can check my pronunciation. I think
So, Thu, lots of
yes,
practice, okay? August is
yes,
2 months away, and for you to improve your pronunciation and fluency to a band
yes,
6.5 means you need to speak English every single day, at least 1 to 2 hours, at least.
yes,
Okay, every single day speaking.
yes,
So find other students, Anahita, Fuang, Ahmed, in this list of students and get together with them and practice with them on the website. Okay, that's number one. Absolutely, when you're ready, when you feel like, okay, I'm doing all right, use this speaking interview practice button at the top. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. Okay, use
yes,
that and you can book a speaking session with me and I can give you further advice. Okay.
yes,
All right. Okay, Thu, keep up the practice. Lots of practice, okay, for that August exam.
yes.
All right. Bye, Thu. See you in class.
Hi.
All right. That was Thu. All right. Give Thu a thumbs up. Okay, let's keep going here. Gopu. I didn't forget about you. Gopu, are you there? We're moving a little bit further east to India, I believe. Hi, Gopu.
Okay, okay. Hello.
Okay. How are you,
Yeah, yeah.
Gopu? Are you doing
I'm,
good?
I'm, I'm good. I'm fine.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right.
But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get through the from my IELTS test due to the uh, low band score in my reading. So yeah, I have to. I think seems I have to reappear.
Oh, did you just do it? Did you just do the IELTS?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's on. I think April.
Yeah, I remember
completing.
you
Yeah.
mentioned something about doing the IELTS. I try to keep it all in mind. How was your reading score?
It was really low. Like I went down to 5 from 6.
Okay, how was your speaking
So
score?
I am amazingly it was. I didn't perform well, but however, they gave me 6.5.
Okay, not bad at all. Yeah, reading. Did you do a lot of skimming and scanning?
Not at all. I read all passage and paragraphs and go through the questions and took me a lot of time. I
Okay.
wasted a lot of time.
All right, all right. So, yeah, so it sounds like you took the right approach, but it sounds like maybe you weren't using the best strategies in some
Yeah,
parts.
yeah, yeah. Right.
Um,
Yes,
did
yes.
you look for a lot of the questions? Like when you read the questions, did you go back to the passage for almost every question?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes. That's how I
that's
did.
yeah, so that's one of the common mistakes when you read the whole passage. That's
Mm,
a good idea, and I think you probably understood it. I have a feeling that you lost a lot of valuable time checking all of your answers. What you need to do, Gopu, is when you're doing it correctly at your level of English, you should be
mhm,
confident in at least half of your answers so that you're not checking every single answer,
mhm.
and then when you're confident for half of your answers, then you have lots of time to make sure that the other half of those answers are correct and that you can read the passage effectively, right? So try to practice that for your next reading, where you don't look for all of the answers, but you confidently, like some of them you're like, oh, I'm like, if you're like 80-85% sure that that's the correct answer, then just don't search
Mhm.
for it, just go to the next question, just believe in yourself, right? Go to the
Right.
next question,
Mhm.
and I think you'll do much better if you do that. Okay, try that.
When I was doing, I mean, reading the paragraph and going through the questions. I mean, all the questions. So, I mean, how do you prefer, like, I mean, solving each
No,
individual sections or
no,
all
you
questions?
should solve them at the end. So you should read the passage first and then answer the questions. One really good
Oh,
person to
right,
ask
right, right.
about this is
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, because Carolina was not she's not in the class today, but Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
she's the chat moderator. She did
Mm-hmm.
the IELTS exam 1 week ago
Mm-hmm.
or 2 weeks ago, and she got an 8 or an 8.5 in reading, and she followed the
Okay.
exact strategy in the class. So
Mm-hmm.
so ask her, have a chat with her on
Right,
through
right,
the
right.
website, and I'm sure she can help you out a bit with some advice if you can find her. Okay.
I saw the tutorial, sir. I mean, in there also you mentioned, I mean, the same strategy. I mean, reading the whole passage and go through the questions. But my since my comprehension is little low, that's why I was low. But I will try this method also. Like,
Yeah, the problem with doing the questions while you read, there are a couple of problems with it. One is you lose the overall information, and in the IELTS, quite a
mm-hmm.
few questions. So let's say 40 questions, about 20 questions of the 40 questions in the reading section, you need to have a global understanding of the passage, like
Right,
a
right,
complete.
right.
If you do it piece by piece, it's really hard to get that global picture, and it's very hard to answer those questions. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
a good example would be like a not given. It's hard to figure out a not given if you're going piece by piece. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. Let's do a speaking question. Are you ready? A
yeah,
little bit about life
absolutely,
skills.
absolutely.
All right. Here we go. So, what are some skills that schools should teach students to guarantee their success in life?
Uh, schools schools can teach several things to the students, especially teachers can provide useful wisdoms to the students to make them make them useful and applicable contribution to this society in the future. Moreover, they can since the school is in the school's working hour is in a regular routine or time span. They also seemingly follow the regular pattern. So
How have the skills
yeah.
required for daily life changed since a generation ago?
Could you repeat the question, please?
How have the skills required for daily life changed since a generation ago?
Let me take a minute. I mean, it's a moment like it. I believe it changed dramatically over the past decades, especially due to the invention and invention of the technological devices and facilities available in these days. People are using more of features of internet to learn their skills and utilizing their skills to earn money and provide more to the society.
Okay, let's stop there for a second. I'm going to give you feedback. Yeah, so, I'd say band 6 rather than a 6.5. You're lucky you didn't have me as your examiner, Gopu. I would have marked you lower.
I was also wonder.
All right. Mind you, to be fair, Gopu, it is part 3, which is more challenging,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
the IELTS examiner doesn't just look at part 3, thankfully.
Right.
And they do look at part 1, but I would mark that as a band 6. You're kind of fluent. I can tell that you can speak more or less effortlessly, but the answers could be a lot better. Let me give you a little bit of feedback. And again, everybody, this isn't just for Gopu. These are common mistakes to many students, so pay attention. You said schools can teach several things. Okay, it's not things. Things is a zero value word. It has zero value in
Right.
communication. So what can we use instead of things here? Schools can teach several what?
Valuable.
Schools teach what? Subjects, right? Subjects, topics.
Skills, subjects. Yeah.
Right? Schools teach subjects. And I think a lot of people have overcomplicated this question. So sometimes the best answers, or actually usually the best answers, are in simple, beautiful thoughts. Okay? Schools. What are the basic subjects taught in schools, Gopu?
Mathematics, science,
Reading,
history,
writing, history.
reading,
Right?
writing. Yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody said that so far to this question, right? What skills should schools teach
Yeah.
students, right? Just math, reading, writing, right? Skills that we need to function in society, right? So keep it simple. Keep your thoughts simple. So let's try this again, okay? I'm going to give an answer here. I want you to just repeat me. It doesn't have to be the same words, just the same concept, okay? So schools can teach several subjects to students, especially fundamental skills like math, science, reading, writing, which are needed to function in society. People who are illiterate have difficulty finding jobs. Okay, what skills should schools teach students to guarantee their success in life?
Schools can teach several subjects to students, especially teachers can provide useful advice to make them, teach the students about the
Math,
mathematics and
science.
history, science, and eventually it will help them to
get
be
jobs
more,
and make money.
yeah, be more efficient student and or more proficient person in
Simple.
the future in their respective career.
Go
Right.
simple. A lot of people, especially in India, because of the IELTS training that's very popular, there are a lot of people think that you need these really fancy words, grammar, structure to get a good score. No. Firstly, you need to have really clear information. Then, if you can make it more colorful with higher level vocabulary, fine. But it has to be clear first and foremost, okay? So first work on clarity, then work on making it fancy, not the other way. It doesn't work the other way, okay, Gopu? That's really important. It's not just advice for you, it's advice for everybody, okay? All right,
They're
Gopu?
here, taught to speak using difficult language or more advanced
I
grammar
know,
and
I know. And the
yeah,
big
yeah.
problem is if somebody's using difficult vocabulary and it makes coherence difficult, then it's just very low level communication, right? So it leads to low scores.
Yeah.
You can use simple English and get a band 7.5, even a band 8, as long as you use it really well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so it's important advice. Okay, Gopu, thank you so much for volunteering and helping me to educate some
Thank
of
you,
your
Tom.
peers. Have
I
an
mean,
awesome day.
It's common misconception here.
I know it is. I know it's misinformation. So I'm trying to fix that. Gopu with these live classes.
Yes,
So bye, Gopu. Have an awesome day.
sure. Same to you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, that was Gopu. Yeah, it's tricky. All right, Ahmed, there you are. Are you ready? Okay, I think Ahmed is in Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. So we're moving back towards the west a little bit. All right. Ahmed.
Hello,
Hi, Ahmed. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing very well, thank you. Ahmed, you are in Turkey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
sorry.
Are you in Turkey?
No, I'm from Indonesia.
From Indonesia, that's right. Okay. For some reason, I thought you were in Turkey. Okay. All right. Ahmed,
Yeah.
I can hear the confidence in your voice now. It's good.
Yeah, I have relaxed my shoulder from the last time we speak.
Good. Yeah. It's just coming back, doing it again and again. It's a great way
Yeah.
to do that for sure. So good. Okay. Let me jump into a few questions. Here we go. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, now before I ask this question again, I do want to give a tip to help you out, okay? I asked this question from Gopu, how have the skills required? One advice that I didn't say to Gopu, but it's important, is use the grammar of the question. So this is present perfect, right? How have the skills required for daily life changed? It's present perfect because it's change over time, correct?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Use it in your answer. So, like it has changed a lot or the skills have changed a lot. So use it right away in your answer and then go into detail. Okay. All right, here we
Yeah.
go. So how
Alright.
have the skills required for daily life changed since a generation ago?
Okay, the skills that have changed in generations seems like is because we are in globalization era and the border of the nation is already taken out. Mm, we need more we need better competitive skills in my profession. It's like a fundamental skills like mathematics. We need to know how the basic to do, and the science, and especially if you are an professional in some areas, you need to competitive in a world scene, not in a local. Just being a professional that can compete with other
What new
from another
skills
nation.
do you think may be important in the future?
The skills that important in the future, it should be critical things, because we know that live in in the era where AI, artificial intelligence, that can change that can replace people from their job. So we need more critical thinking, which the AI doesn't have it.
Can you give an example?
For example, like it, it is like if you have some jobs to summarize things, like a paper, like uh, I did tomorrow. I summarize paper using AI. the summaries, it just looks like too general. You need to read again the paper and reclarify what's the meaning of some sentence, some notation. So yeah, it's more difficult to for AI to do that, and because you have the
Where can
critical thinking.
people learn advanced skills? Okay, I'm going to stop you there, Ahmed.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Ahmed, first tip, you have to put an end to your sentences. You can't just kind of drift off into forever speech, because the examiner will interrupt you, and you do not want to have this interrupt. Another misinformation about the IELTS speaking exam that's it's slowly disappearing, because thankfully some or most examiners or most trainers, teachers, they're realizing that it's not accurate, but there's still some of this talk until they stop you. No.
Yeah, the timing is
important. Yeah, you have to have question, answer, stop, question, answer, stop with good connections, right? That's the idea of good communication.
okay.
Question, answer, interrupt. Question, answer, interrupt. What did you say? Sorry, what was that? Question, answer, interrupt. No, that's bad communication. Okay, so that will not. Everybody will. What's going on? So you have to just answer, explain, example, stop. All right, Ahmed. That's what you want to practice. Okay.
Yes or not.
All right. Okay. So again, you're at about a band 6. You're fluent, but there are numerous grammatical mistakes, coherence mistakes, and you can fix that. First step, focus on that structure. Answer, explain, example, stop. Okay. All right.
Okay.
First of all, you started well. So how have the skills required for daily life changed? And you started well. You said, okay, the skills that have changed in generations, we usually say over the past few generations, or over the past generation, seems like it's okay to do that. So it's okay to think while you speak. Seems like it's because we're in globalization era. Simplify, because we are globalizing. We don't need to say in globalization era. We are globalizing. And the border of nations is already taken out. Awkward, wordy, too much, okay? And borders are disappearing. Can you just repeat after me? Borders are disappearing.
Borders are disappearing.
Okay.
Borders.
We need better competitive skills. Again, too much, okay? So Ahmed, more concise, okay? We need to be more competitive.
We need to be more competitive.
Yeah. Good. You're repeating me. Good. Okay. Fundamental skills like mathematics and science are at a very high level. Try it.
Fundamental
skills like mathematics and science are needed at a very high level.
Fundamental skills like mathematics and science are really
are needed at a high level.
Are needed for high level.
Okay, and then again, you made that mistake of if you are a professional. I am a professional, Ahmed. Why are you telling me in a conditional if I'm a professional, right? So it's not you. So when a professional, okay, so professionals, okay, let's simplify this whole sentence. Professionals need to compete on the world scene.
Professionals
need to compete on the world scene.
Professionals need to compete on world scenes.
On the world scene.
On the world scenes.
Okay, and that was a good expression by you, the world scene. We do use that, so meaning on the scale of the whole world. Okay, and this is where you break into a very quick, smooth example, right? Like an engineer in Indonesia competes with an engineer in Germany for the same project, right?
Right.
Okay, so repeat after me. Like an engineer in Indonesia now competes with engineers in Germany for the same projects.
Like an engineer in Indonesia competes with an engineer in Germany for the same projects.
This didn't exist a generation ago.
This didn't exist in generation ago.
And then you stop and wait for the next answer, or sorry, next question. Okay? Does that make sense?
Okay, got it, sir. Yes, got it.
Okay? So that's what you want to practice, okay? Answer, explain, example, smooth example, wait for the next question. Ahmed, your confidence is building. Let's build that structure, and we're going to be generating some beautiful communication, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much for your recommendation.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Ahmed, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk again.
Sure.
Okay, bye, Ahmed. All right, that was Ahmed. Let's give him a thumbs up. That was really good. Yeah, you could, I'm sure many of you that maybe heard Ahmed, I think it was last week, you could hear was just a lot more confident there, a lot of confidence in his voice. Juan, you've been so patient. Are you ready? I'm also looking for new students. So Andrew, if that's Andrew Fox, well, hang in there because somebody was asking about your exam and how you did. So I hope you stay the course and stay with me for another couple minutes there, Andrew. I'm hoping it's you, but maybe it's not. We'll see. Okay, Juan, if you're there, give me a life sign and we'll connect. There you are.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Juan. How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you?
I am doing fantastic. We have now jumped the Pacific Ocean and some of the South American continent, and we're in Argentina now, right, Juan?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Juan, let's jump into a couple of part 3 questions here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. What new skills do you think may be important in the future?
Now AI is very hot these days, so I think it's gonna be much important in the future. As professionals, we need to work with it and learn a lot about it. I think it's gonna be very important the development of artificial intelligence along with robots. And I think this is now it sounds a bit crazy, but I think it's gonna be important for the next generation of professionals in general.
What do you mean by along with robots?
Robots are developing right now, and they're gonna be everywhere. I mean, it's gonna be in factories. They're gonna be in factories. They are gonna be probably in education as well, and also transportation. They're gonna be very important. It's gonna be like they're gonna be present everywhere, and we are going to not even notice them.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and give you feedback on that one question because I think we have some good work to do here. I think you're doing well. I think you're sounding very natural. You're sounding very colloquial with the gunnas, but we'll talk about that in a second. You would definitely get about a 7.5 for that one single answer. Yeah, the 7.5 towards the 8 range, okay? Okay, let's jump into it. So colloquial language in the speaking is okay. Colloquial means informal language, okay? And it is absolutely okay to do this in the speaking. However, for those high band scores, what I recommend that you do is that you mix colloquial with formal effectively. That way you show the examiner that you can use natural, informal, everyday English combined with formal, professional, academic style language as well. Juan, can you tell everybody what gonna actually means?
Going to.
Going to. And going to actually means what? What's the actual single word that replaces going to?
Will?
That's right. Yeah. And these are all in grammar, these are all known as
Contractions?
no, contractions
Future?
are like it's future participle.
Tense.
Participle.
Yeah.
Future tense doesn't actually exist in the English language. There are only very few languages in the world that have future tense. Future tense means that the verb form would change. So you would have present like go, you would have past like went, and then you would have a future tense like guru or something that I've just made up, right? But it doesn't exist in English. So instead, what we do is we combine the present tense go with what's called a future participle, which is will, going to, to or gonna, okay? So it's called a future participle, okay, in grammar.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do that. What you want to do, ideally, and this will make your language sound prettier, is to combine the gonna with the going to and with the will, okay? To be even more strategic, Juan, okay? At first, it takes effort and attention. Once you do it a bit, it will come naturally into your language because your brain adjusts, especially with words because we use them so much. So what I recommend you do is use will first, okay? Then use going to second, and then use gonna third. So you basically go from exact, professional, to more kind of standard or common, to colloquial, right? So you move through those steps, and that way you're showing the examiner that, oh, here's somebody who doesn't just speak English, but they have a mastery of English, right? So let's look at your answer here, and I'll show you what I mean. So now AI is a very hot topic these days. So I think it will be much more important in the future. Much more important in the future for work and entertainment. For work, learning, and entertainment. Okay? As professionals, we are going to need to work with it to complete projects. And this is going to be very important along with robots. Okay, you see how that flows together like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Along with robots, I mean AI training our self-driving Tesla to pick up my favorite bucket of ice cream at the best price within the next 10 years. Okay? Right? Hey Tesla, I want you to get strawberry ice cream, not the cheap stuff, the Haagen-Dazs. Make sure it's under $5. All right. Tesla just drove to Mexico for that bucket of ice cream and used $200 of electricity. Oh no! I mean, don't use more than $2 of electricity to get the ice cream. But Mexico had the cheapest bucket of Haagen-Dazs. All right. You get that, right? Because you're in Argentina, so you get the joke.
Yeah.
But all right. All right. Okay, so that's how we go through the will going to gonna, right? I'm going to repeat this one more time, and then everybody repeat after Pablo, okay? So, or sorry, Pablo, Juan. I'm thinking too Mexican now. All right, here we go. Now, AI is a very hot topic these days, so I think it will be much more important in the future for work, learning, and entertainment. As professionals, we are going to need to work with it to complete projects, and it's going to be very important along with robots. I mean, AI training our self-driving Tesla to pick up our favorite bucket of ice cream at the best price. Okay, go for it, Juan.
Now AI is a very hot topic these days, and I think it will be much more important in the future. It will be much more important in the future, learning for work, learning, and entertainment. As professional, we are going to need to work with it to complete projects, and it's gonna be very important along with robots. I mean, AI training or self-driving Tesla to pick up my favorite bucket of ice cream at the price within the next 10 years.
Okay. Good. All right. That's how we do it. Okay. So practice that. So practice. You're at that level now. Okay. So, and this is for everybody who feels like, okay, I'm kind of at the same level as Juan. I'm at this 7.58. So somewhere in that, what IELTS calls the good to very good range of English. Okay. So if you're in that category, then you need to start really working on controlling your emphasis, the strength of your language based on certain grammar and word choice, and also controlling the colloquial or informal and formal versions of your language for professionals, for academics, for successful jobs. That's very important in today's world. Okay, Juan?
Okay, Adrian.
All right, keep it up, Juan.
Thank you. Thanks, and thank you for picking me up.
You're very welcome. Bye for now. All right, that was great. Let's see if Andrew. Hopefully, I don't know if it's Andrew Foxwell. If it's not, no worries. Let's see, Andrew, are you ready? Andrew says yes.
Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello, mister.
Is this Andrew?
I'm really glad that you chose me. Yes, hello.
Is this Andrew Foxwell? No, this isn't. Is it?
No.
No. Okay, it's a new Andrew, but that's great because I was looking for new. Andrew Foxwell is one of our regular students that did the IELTS, and somebody was wondering how he did. So hopefully you follow in his footsteps. I have a feeling he did well. So Andrew, first time, awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm in Uzbekistan.
You're in Uzbekistan. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Are you in Tashkent?
Yes.
Oh, you
In
are.
Tashkent.
I just guessed. I guessed the capital. Why not? Right? went with Tashkent. Okay.
That's awesome.
All right, Andrew. Why are you taking the IELTS?
Like for my future studies, I'm going to study abroad, so that's why I need IELTS score.
Okay. All right. And what will you study?
I don't know, maybe computer science, I guess.
Okay. So that would give you a lot of ideas for these questions about skills in life and skills for the future, right?
I hope so.
All right. Okay. Let me ask you some questions then. Give me some nice full sentence answers and I will give you some feedback. Here we go, Andrew. Let's talk about setting some goals. Why is it important to set goals in life?
Well, first of all, I would say that making goals, they'll help you to reach them, of course, because when you don't have any goals, you don't know where to move and what to do. But when you have them, you know exactly what direction are you going to do in order to get your goals to succeed, I guess.
Can you elaborate on that? Can you elaborate on that?
I don't actually understand what does elaborate.
What are the best ways to set these goals so that people can remember them?
I think it's up to person. I mean, it depends on your interests. Yes, that's all I guess. I'm a little bit nervous. Sorry for that.
That's fine. First time.
Oh
It
my
happens.
God.
First time happens to most people. And I think you have good English and it's because you're nervous you're having trouble. But that's fine. I'm going to teach you how to avoid that in a second, okay? Andrew, first of all, you're taking the right steps. The way to build confidence for your IELTS is to participate in a class like this where you present your English to me, to other people. It happens to everybody, or most of us anyway, so it's normal to be nervous. Totally okay. And that's how you overcome anxiety, as you put yourself out there. You face, it's called facing your fears. So you're facing your fears. Good for you. All right. Let me give you a good strategy, and this is for everybody, on how to control your stress, control the situation. Okay. A really good trick, we could call this a trick, I suppose, is to think about an example from your life, especially when it's, let's say, easily possible. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So here, we're talking about goals, and we say, why is it important to set goals in life? Okay. Everybody in the chat, what kind of a goal could Andrew think about here to help him with this from his life? He already told us, we just have to say it. Andrew, don't say it. I have a feeling you're going to quickly understand this, so I'm just making sure people in the chat are paying attention. So what goal could Andrew have kind of thought about here and be like, oh yeah, that's my goal, and I can just use that to help me talk about this? Okay, so what goal did Andrew talk about here? Andrew gave us a clear goal. We just needed to pay attention. Anahita says IELTS. No, it wasn't the IELTS. What was it? See, who's paying attention? I'm testing you. I'm paying attention to everybody. It's not IELTS, Fuang. It's not. Yeah, Amra, very good. Amra's paying attention. Amra says, your goal is to study, well, Amra said it a bit different, but that's what he's saying. He said to study computer science abroad, right?
Yeah.
Well, I asked you, why are you
Exactly.
doing the IELTS? You said you want to study computer science abroad. That's your goal, right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. All right. So you set that goal. Okay.
Yeah.
When did you set that goal?
In the beginning.
About 5 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago?
Ah,
Approximately.
no. It's like it was approximately two months ago. Yes. When
2
I
months ago.
saw a movie. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 months ago, you said to yourself, I'm going to do computer science abroad. All right. So you got your goal. You set that goal.
Yeah.
Now what you told me, it starts to become reality, right? Making goals helps a person to reach them. Don't use you, Andrew. Okay. Remember what I said at the start of the lesson. Don't use you. So it helps a person to reach them. When a person has goals, they know exactly what direction to take, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You set your goal of learning computer science. You knew what direction you had to take. So what did you do? What was your? You set the goal. You have the goal. What did you do to and what are you doing to achieve this goal of computer science abroad?
Well, I'm trying to get a good score in IELTS, and of course, after this, I'm going to learn some mathematics and physics, I guess.
Okay. And then, so you've got your good IELTS score, you're learning some good math, some good physics, some basic computer programming. You need to, what, get your visa, get your application, get accepted to the school, pack your luggage, get on the plane, right? Find a place to stay. Okay. So, when you get a question in the IELTS, and this is advice for everybody, okay? Especially when the question, and a lot of these questions, in fact, most of these questions will apply to all IELTS test takers. I hope that all of us have a certain life goal, whether it's a small goal like going out for a jog today, or whether it's a bigger life goal like going to another country to study computer science. We all have goals, right? So we see that goal and then we can plan for that goal. So when we think about the example, we can answer the question really well, okay? So first of all, I would say that making goals helps a person to reach them, right?
Yeah.
To reach them. When individuals have goals, they know exactly what direction to take. They know what is required and they can plan the steps to achieve it. I mean, I am planning to do a university or to do a bachelor's, let's say, bachelor's in the US in computer science. And with this goal in mind, I know I have to take the IELTS, learn math, and eventually buy my plane ticket, right? Okay, so why am I able to do that? Because I think of the example from my own life. I let go of the anxiety. I focus on how that helps me to answer. So let's try this question again, Andrew. Why is it important to set goals in life?
Well, it is important because when you have your goals, you know exactly what direction to take, and this is really helpful for you. You know exactly what you want from your goal, what steps to take, as I said, and like this.
And a person can plan these steps. Like me going to the US for my bachelor in computer science with this goal, I know that I have to do IELTS, math, and buy a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Try it.
Repeat. Like,
Yeah.
they know what is required and they can plan the steps to achieve it. I mean, I'm planning to do a bachelor's in the US in computer science, and with this goal in my mind, I know I have to take the IELTS, learn math, and eventually buy my plane ticket.
Great. Andrew, repeat after me. Bachelor's.
Bachelor's.
Okay, bachelor's the first 4 years of university. That's your bachelor's degree. Then comes your master's degree. Then comes your PhD. Okay. All right. Now, I asked you a very important question here, and you said, I don't know what that means. Be careful. This is a very common question in the IELTS speaking. It's, can you elaborate? Can you elaborate basically means, can you give me more details? Okay, and they will ask you this question if they feel that you're not giving enough detail. So the detail here is the example of going to the US, okay? Elaborate means expand, give more detail. So be familiar with that question, okay?
Okay, I got you.
All right. Andrew, thank you so much for volunteering. Come back again. It's a great way to get rid of that anxiety, okay?
Thanks.
You're
Yes,
very
thank you,
welcome.
Mr.
Enjoy the day in Uzbekistan. Bye, Andrew.
Bye.
All right, that was Andrew, everybody. So give him a thumbs up. That was his first time. Come on, let's support him. He deserves it. I could feel that he was really nervous, really stressed. But you know what? We all often are when it's the first time doing an activity. Believe me, if I do a backflip for you on camera, I'm going to be extremely nervous, especially because I fear for my health. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get some training going here in the next few days. There are gymnastics nearby. Thanks for all that thumbs. Look at all those thumbs up, Andrew. Tons of thumbs up there by Elizabeth Huang, Anahita Amra. Students, I have to get to a video shoot, so I have to call it a little bit earlier today than usual, but I appreciate all of my volunteers today. You're all fantastic. Speak with each other, everybody, so that chat interface is not just for talking with me, but it's for talking to each other. Sign up for the premium version by clicking the red button. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, aehelp.com. General IELTS students, it's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background, okay? Sign up for the premium versions, get learning, get going in the right direction. We've got speaking part 1 coming up on the 18th, and then lots more classes. Subscribe to the channel because you will get a notification of these live class schedules. Here's the live class schedule there. Okay, so I'm going to post this on the YouTube community board along with task 2 sample essay from this week as well. All right, everybody, aehelp.com, academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com, general IELTS. We are certified British Council agents, British Council partners, IDP affiliates, an IDP test registration center for at-home online IELTS. So you're in the right place for success. Have an awesome rest of your weekend, everybody, and check out that new video with the candidate from India, from Andhra Pradesh. It's awesome. And I will see you next week. I'm going to go make a new video for everybody to learn from. So bye for now, and much love to wherever you are in the world. Bye, everybody.